welcome you.
Hi.
And welcome you all to another CU podcast, the pre-Valentine's Day edition for Tuesday, February 12th, 2019. That's Ian Ferguson. I'm Pat Contry. I got to put that logo back on there. I keep forgetting. We're talking about Activision, maybe / Blizzard laying off some people, some abysmal 3DS sales going on, a tax proposed on violent video games. Get into politics a little bit there. I know we're not supposed to. My ultra-conservatism is going to come out there.
Our Catholic upbringing.
And our Catholic upbringing. And your Q&A. Ian.
Yeah. It's
a joyous day on the CU podcast. First off, we're going to be at SoCal Retro Gaming Expo.
We sure are.
February 23rd and 24th. Is that a week and a half? It's a week and a half away.
Yeah, it's not this weekend.
Holy shit.
It's a week from this weekend. Yeah.
SoCalRetroGamingExpo.com. Use code CU Podcast. Save 10% off your tickets. There's going to be a ton of arcade machines. I mean, like, a ton this year. Really up their game, Bobby and Chris and the team for the arcade machines. Free consoles. Tournaments are going to be there. The Neo Geo World Tour will be there. They're coming on as a semi-sponsor or sponsor, I believe. And we're going to have people like James Rolfe is going to be there.
James Rolfe.
You're going to have me and Ian. We're going to have the Game Chasers.
Pat Contry.
Wood from Beat 'em Ups. 8-Bit Eric. You're going to have Boogie2988. You're going to have Alex C&D. You're going to have Aaron Plays Games there. You're going to have, oh man, off the top of my head. I'm trying to get through them all. I named some.
Jesus, you look wild.
I look wild right now. There's a lot going on. I'm struggling, Ian. Maybe I should have went to the website and looked it up. That would have been better.
Maybe.
And more will be appearing. Oh, Norm the gaming historian, my roommate, and also Metal Jesus Rocks, Drunken Master Paul, and John Riggs.
Yay.
And Andre Meadows.
Woo!
So there you go. That's what's going on there. It's going to be a fun time. Very, very fun time to be had by all. The reason I'm wild-eyed, Ian, is I just launched a Kickstarter.
Indeed, you did.
Before, and that's at ultimatesnes.com, or search on Kickstarter for a certain Super Nintendo guidebook that I've been working on with the team for almost 2 years now. It's been a good year and a half at least. It was 2017, the middle, where we started working on it. So yeah, almost a full 2 years. It's been going. So check it out if you like Super Nintendo games. Ian doesn't like the console, but he likes some of the games.
Some of the games.
But check it out, and if you like it, check out the cool video. And they got 3 different covers. And, no pressure. It's available now. That's all. Just put my heart and soul and a lot of money into it. That's all. No pressure. None. That's why I feel weird. Speaking of weirdness, Ian, we got Valentine's Day coming up in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally not one of my better holidays. I never told you the Broadway story. I took my date to Broadway back like 10, 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
okay, let's do it. Why not? This will help get the Kickstarter pit out of my stomach. Talking like this. So I dated this girl for like 3-4 months when I was about 26 or so. 25, 26. Kind of coming out of that metrosexual phase, kind of easing out of it.
Okay.
Eyebrows growing back slowly but surely at that point. I was still living at home. This is before the garden apartments. I moved out of my parents' place at 26. My internal goal was 25. It's hard to get a job back then. Anyway, I met this girl off a website, and she was nice, and she was a little crazy. I didn't know the extent until we went to see Mamma Mia on Broadway. So traditionally, Ian, romance and me we kind of butted heads, especially around Valentine's Day. Okay. I just traditionally never really was with someone around Valentine's Day, or was successful with the ladies around Valentine's Day. Just like winter was like the cool off period for me, in general. So we were dating. We started, I think, dating like that in November. So this is my chance to show Pat's a romantic. So I went all out. I bought like the little Valentine's Day teddy bear. I bought all the roses or the bouquet. I don't think I went rose. I might have went more non-generic than roses, as you swig the black tea, which is good.
Good tea.
Tahave. And then she likes Broadway. She said, "I want to go see Mamma Mia." I bought tickets to see Mamma fucking Mia. All right. Not exactly Pat's forte, musicals in general, but Mamma Mia
All right. Well,
But who doesn't love Dancing Queen? Who doesn't?
you did it. You
Right?
bought them. Yeah.
So we head out. You know, we get on the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing about living in New Jersey, you go right into New York City. It's pretty straightforward. Go right into the New York City. We went to like a deli there. The waiter hit on me to hold our conversation, but it was fun. We go to see Mamma Mia, and then this is like when you're with someone for 3 months, you're not exactly. That's when you kind of start to know this person more. Like this is like. That's to me like the line of delineation between 3 months. It's like, okay, now we're going to get a little more serious. We're going to see where we're at. You may not know entirely everything about the person. We go to see Mamma Mia, and she's all into. She's like the other women. She's dancing around. I'm like, okay, this is fun.
All right.
Who doesn't like ABBA, right?
Right.
That weird, what are they? Finnish, Swedish, disco supergroup. That
One of those two.
one of those two.
I can't remember.
I think they're Swedish. Anyway, as Ian looks it up. So we go, and this is like picture perfect at this point. And she's up, and then towards the end, I see her.
Swedish.
Okay, we're 50% off. The show has to do with like with family and your relationship with your mother and literally discovering who your father is. It's a weird plot. Like one of the 3 people my mom had sex with and had me. Like that's the plot of Mamma Mia. So I knew that she had some sort of a strange relationship with her father. She only lived with her mom. But we get outside, and she this is going to go in a dark direction. But we're on the streets of New York, and she has a mental break on the streets of New York.
I think you actually did tell me about this once.
Like this isn't to like poke fun of her psychotic episode. This is just to show why I hate Valentine's Day, because everything was perfect up to that point. Pat had this whole day planned, spent all this money I didn't have to spend to make it. This is my one shot at romance on Valentine's Day. And she has a breakdown, an emotional breakdown on the streets of New York. The bus shows up. The ambulance shows up. I got to talk to the cops. I don't know what the fuck's going on because I had no idea this was a possibility. And she then revealed stuff after the fact about, medication she was on and things of that nature. And that was just like, so whenever I think of Valentine's Day, I'm reminded of that because that was like the most I ever went all in for Valentine's Day. And that was my, I guess, cosmic reward. This isn't a woe is me. This is just the reality of why I hate Valentine's Day.
I was going to say, I feel bad for her.
No, I felt terrible. But I was also like, what's going on?
Sure.
Like, what is happening right now? I have 20 people around me wondering, like, do you know what's going on with her? And I'm like, no, I don't have any idea what's going on. Dressed in my nice, New York. I wasn't dressed in a suit, but I was dressed nicely that day. Oh yeah, then I almost died on another Valentine's Day. That's a whole other story. That was like 3 years ago. I almost was maimed on Valentine's Day. We'll leave that for next time, though. That was a good one. So the whole point is this: love is horrible. No, it's not the point. No, love is grand. It's just I have a very like punch drunk relationship with Valentine's Day. I'll just say it's the best way to put it. Punch drunk. Yeah.
Valentine's Day is the birthday of our cat. So that's
the
how I'm
demonic spike.
That's how I celebrate.
And you always get
Valentine's Day.
your buffalo.
Yes, I as a matter of fact, right before this podcast,
I think I reminded
started,
you by mentioning Valentine's Day.
I was gonna get one, but I was like, oh shit, I actually got paid. So yes, I ordered my Bocce's pizza. Now that'll be Spike's birthday dinner.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not for him. I'll make him poop.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Or throw up.
Cats shouldn't have cheese
Pizza.
and milk and
No.
things. That's disgusting. Even though our cat Mocha used to eat spaghetti, we gave him like a couple of little pieces of spaghetti. He'd eat it like the gravy.
Oh yeah.
He's an Italian cat. Hey, the gravy, Sunday gravy. The NES Marathon. I know we keep shifting it, and there's good reason for that. People's schedules are hard to line up with things going on, but we are zeroing in on March 9th and 10th. We'll have a more solid confirmation coming by the weekend coming up. But I would firmly pencil that in indelible ink, but not indelible in case you want to erase it. So it's delible, right? You want to do that.
Yes. Delible ink.
Delible ink. Sure. So, yeah. And we're going to try to stream maybe right after the podcast real quick just to make sure it's okay. I'm using OBS for the first time. I feel like I'm 5 years behind. We were streaming before anyone else,
Yes.
at least once a year, and now we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like, we don't like that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
We were ahead of our time, and now we're behind. And I got to put on I got to put the logo on there. as we roll into our first topic, as a random snorkeler.
Just put the logo on. I'll talk about. I read a lot lately. Last night I got into a groove, and I was reading about how peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are so popular in the NBA.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
Apparently, there's a whole culture of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the NBA. They, in the past 10 years,
like making their own, or finding them somewhere,
so starting in like 2007 or 2008.
Okay.
This is where it starts. Someone on the Celtics was hungry, and they don't remember who, but they said, man, I could go for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Kevin Garnett said, let's get on that. And apparently, the Celtics had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before every game that year. That was... Is
that when they won the title 2008, I think it was?
Yeah, exactly. Like 2007, 2008. So now, apparently, 10 years later, 11 years later, it is now spread to all locker rooms.
It's spread like a fine jelly.
Yes. It has spread to all locker rooms, and it's a ritual.
Was this like a long read article you found?
It's a very long read article.
Okay.
Very, very long read article. It talks about how different teams do different things for peanut butter and jelly. They talk to nutritionists, and they're like, it's not the greatest snack, but
no, it's not. I mean, it's protein based, but there's a lot of sugar in the jelly and a lot of carbs.
But they're like, hey, they're athletes. They'll burn it. They watch what they eat, and the thing is it's comforting. Yes. It puts them in a happy space before they go and play.
Who doesn't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No, everyone does.
It's
so
food.
I can't remember which team it was, but one of them does like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich buffet where they have wait
a second.
Where they
different types of peanut butters?
They do
smooth, chunky,
they
organic.
So they did grape. It was grape, a grape and strawberry, and then for butters you had your choice of smooth, crunchy, and Nutella. I think.
Well, how about fluff? Remember fluff?
Yeah. I think they'd avoid the fluff.
That would kill them if they ate the fluff.
But,
them.
Yeah, it's a.
I'm all about preserves, by the way. Good old preserves.
It's a fantastic thing to read about if you're curious.
Ian, you know I'm on intermittent fasting. You know I'm starving now.
Yeah, I want to. Well,
flexpromeals.com. Use code CU podcast.
Between last night and this morning, I've wanted nothing but peanut butter.
I haven't had, and now I think about it, I haven't had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in years because I don't buy bread anymore.
I only have them every once in a while, but every time I do, I'm like, this is good. This is tasty.
It's not the worst thing to eat, but it's not good.
So on the Golden State Warriors, there was a one of the health and nutrition folks banned peanut butter and jelly. They took peanut butter and jelly away along with all the other like sugar and bad stuff, which is fine, but the team was like, no, that's fine, but can we get the peanut butter and jelly back? And they were like, no, you can't.
They're grown men. What do you mean they can't ban a food item?
So Steph Curry, on like the planes and stuff.
On the planes.
So Steph Curry stepped in, and actually I think it was like the new owner or the new coach of the Warriors.
Kerr?
Yeah.
He's been there for 4 years now.
Yeah, exactly. Kerr got the peanut butter and jelly back in. It was only like gone for like 6 months.
Were they afraid they're going to get guts on the basketball court?
It was known as it actually has a term that you could search, and it's the Great Peanut Butter and Jelly Wars of 2015.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And they won the title the first time in 2015.
So it's
Curry's first MVP season.
It's a real thing. And I can't remember one last one. One team, they do theirs up like on toast and whatnot when they're at home. They make them real fancy, organic nut butters and stuff like that.
I love organic peanut butters, by the way.
And for
all natural, I mean.
And for the opposing team, they get Smucker's Uncrustables.
So the Smucker's Uncrustables are the specific peanut butter and jelly breads you can get, right?
You put them in the freezer.
Okay.
You put them in the freezer.
They're like pitas, kind of, right?
Yeah, and you pull them out and you thaw them, and they're not healthy. So
no, pitas are terrible for you.
But they're even less healthy than normal peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I can't remember which team it is. That's what
the pre-made ones.
Yeah, the pre-made ones.
Oh yeah.
So that's what they allow. So while they have nice peanut butter and jelly at their home games, the
opposing teams get the shit.
The opposing team is left with Uncrustables.
With the chemicals and preservatives and all that, so they just start to atrophy on the court.
Kevin Garnett likes strawberry.
I I like them all. I like the orange marmalade. I like preserves. I like raspberry even every once in a while. Strawberry. It's not a preserve I don't like or jam.
Porzingis had never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich until he came to the NBA.
It's from Lafayette.
I know,
they don't
but
have stuff there.
So
he's amazed by.
So
it.
he's a big peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Knicks don't have many more. I saw the best. This would be an NBA podcast.
Fuck the Knicks.
Who did you root for in Buffalo? Toronto.
I root for Toronto and Detroit.
Anyway, so
Detroit's my team.
So the funniest thing was Knicks jersey in the back said cap space. It was just the funniest thing because if you follow sports, the Knicks basically got rid of Porzingis, who was the unicorn they called him, and they trade away for cap space because this year they're going to sign 1 or 2 huge free agents to transform the team. So that's what they did. That was the Knicks strategy. So right now the team sucks, but they're going to have a good draft pick and they're going to sign. Supposedly Kevin Durant is going to come there. So the team will be watchable again for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah.
There you go. Since the Patrick Ewing days. Patrick Ewing. And Marv Albert doing the game. So anything else going on? You want? I'll do a Kickstarter update before we start because now I'll be thinking about this the whole time. You happy for the Kickstarter starting, Ian? Are you happy when I accomplish something?
Yes.
He says that like $3,300 so far of the $15,000 goal. Well, there you go. We're off to a start.
Yep, you're fine.
We're off to a start. Okay.